Everyone acts like starting over after 50 is some kind of tragedy, calling it a midlife crisis with pity in their voices. But what if I told you that reinventing yourself at 50 isn't your last resort? It's actually your greatest strategic advantage. And you have capabilities now that you never had at 25. I'm about to share why your best reinvention years are ahead of you, not behind you. I'm running from Third Act Society. I started over completely at 52. New career, new city, new identity, beyond just being mom. Everyone around me was worried, asking if I was having a breakdown. My sister had an upset stomach when I announced the move. My mother asked if she's done something wrong, suggesting I should settle down and accept what I had. But here's what I discovered. Starting over at 50 with decades of experience, resources, and wisdom is completely different from starting over at 25 with nothing but hope and energy. You have advantages now that young people can only dream of. And most women don't even realize the power they possess. Today, I'm sharing why your 50s might be the perfect time for reinvention. What advantages you have that younger people don't, and how to leverage your accumulated wisdom for the transformation you've been considering. Here's the mythology versus reality of starting over after 50. Let's talk about what society tells you about reinvention after 50. They act like you're too old to start over, that no one would take you seriously, that it's too risky at your age, and that you should be settling down instead of stirring things up. This is complete nonsense. You potentially have 15 to 30 productive years ahead of you. That's longer than most people's entire first career. You have competence and wisdom that commands respect at any age. You have better risk assessment skills and often more financial resources than you had at 25. But here's the biggest difference. You know what you don't want. You've tried things that didn't work. You've been in situations that drained you. You've accommodated other people's visions for your life long enough to know what doesn't fit. The clarity advantage is real. When you start over at 50, you're not just running towards something, you're running away from what you know doesn't serve you. That's incredibly powerful guidance that young people simply don't have. And if you're thinking, but I'm too old to start over, I want to challenge that belief completely. Age might change how you reinvent, but it doesn't disqualify you from reinventing. Here are 6 hidden advantages of starting over at 50. You have 6 massive advantages that younger people don't possess. Advantage 1, pattern recognition mastery. You've lived long enough to recognize what works and what doesn't. You can spot red flags, avoid time wasters, and focus on what actually matters. Advantage number 2, relationship quality control. You know the difference between supporters and energy drains. You can build your new life with intentional relationship instead of default social circles. Advantage number 3, resource optimization. You have skills, connection, often financial resources from your first career. You're not starting from zero, you're leveraging accumulated assets. Advantage number 4, authenticity permission. You care less about what people think. You can build something that truly fits instead of something that looks good to others. Advantage number 5, urgency clarity. Knowing time is finite creates beneficial pressure. You cut through nonsense faster and you focus on what actually matters. And the final advantage number 6, failure resilience. You've survived disappointments before and you know setbacks aren't permanent. You can take smart risks because failure isn't catastrophic anymore. Let me be honest about what starting over at 52 actually looked like for me. It wasn't some graceful transformation. After my daughter left for college and I realized I had no idea who I was beyond mom, I made some desperate moves. I moved from Maryland to Houston, Texas, thinking a change of scenery will help me figure out my next chapter. It didn't. I was just lost in a different state. I tried several different directions before finding my footing. I met some lifelong friends and I learned a thing or two about the woman I am becoming. But here's what I had at 52 that I didn't have at 22. I had decades of professional experience, a network of relationships, financial stability to take calculated risks, and most importantly, I knew what I didn't want to do anymore. The wisdom factor is huge. I wasn't starting from scratch. I was redirecting everything I'd learned towards something that actually energized me. That's not starting over. That's strategic reinvention. Third Act Society is about redefining what's next. This is why I created a specific framework for strategic invention that leverages your advantages instead of ignoring them. Successful reinvention after 50 follows 3 distinct phases. Phase 1, the excavation. That's months 1 to 6. This isn't about discovering who you are from scratch. It's about remembering who you were before you adapted to everyone else's expectations. What did you love at 25 that you sacrificed for practicality? What dreams did you defer until later? Phase 2, the experimentation. This happens in month 7 to 18. You test new directions with your accumulated resources and experience. This isn't about committing to major changes immediately. It's about gathering data about what energizes you versus what drains you. Phase 3, the implementation. From month 19 and up, you commit to new direction with full force of your experience. This isn't starting from scratch. It's leveraging everything you've learned in service of what matters most. I've actually created a complete strategic reinvention blueprint that walks you through all 3 phases with specific exercises, timelines, and strategies for leveraging your unique advantages. Let me tell you more about that in just a moment. Let me share first what this looks like in practice. Karen had a 25-year marketing career that was successful but unfulfilling. She'd always wanted to write but had abandoned it for practical careers. At 54, instead of thinking, I'm too old to be a writer, she leveraged a business experience. She started freelance copywriting evenings and weekends, using her marketing knowledge to understand what clients actually needed. Within 2 years, she was earning 6 figures as a freelance writer and publishing her first novel. Her age wasn't a liability, it was her advantage. Clients trusted her because of her business experience. She understood deadlines, client relationships, and professional communication in ways that younger writers often don't. She wasn't starting over, she was redirecting her accumulated expertise towards work that fulfilled her. Watch out for these 4 specific saboteurs that target women our age. Saboteur number 1, other people's timelines. Shouldn't you be thinking about retirement, not starting something new? Your timeline is based on your energy and your goals, not societal expectations. Saboteur number 2, comparison to younger people. These 30-year-olds have more energy and fewer responsibilities. You're not competing with them. You're offering something different and valuable. Saboteur number 3, perfectionism paralysis. I need to have it all figured out before I start. Reinvention is iterative. You figure it out by doing it, not before doing it. Saboteur number 4, the sunk cost fallacy. Oh, I've invested too much in my current life to change now. Consider what you'll invest in the next 20 years if you don't change. These saboteurs are why having a clear framework and a support system makes a difference in successful reinvention. Here's how to begin your strategic reinvention today. Step 1, conduct your advantage inventory. What skills, connections, and resources do you have now that you didn't have at 25? What patterns can you recognize? What relationships serve you versus drain you? Step 2, excavate your authentic interest. What did you love before life got complicated? What would you pursue if nobody else's opinion mattered? What dreams did you defer for practical reasons? Step 3, design small experiments. Choose one interest and exploit without pressure to monetize or perfect it. Use your resources to test, not to commit. Step 4, leverage your network. Connect with people in areas that interest you. Use your relationship skills to gather information and build connections. Step 5, plan your bridge strategy. What will you transition from where you are to where you want to be? What's your timeline? What resources do you need? Here's the legacy question that I want you to consider. You potentially have 20 to 30 years left. That's a whole second adulthood. Do you want to spend it doing what you've always done? Or do you want to show the world and yourself what's possible when wisdom meets courage? Your reinvention isn't just about you. It's about modeling for every woman watching that life doesn't end at 50, that growth doesn't stop with age, and that the best chapters might still be ahead. Your accumulated wisdom isn't a consolation prize for getting older. It's your secret weapon for creating something meaningful. You're not too old to start over. You're exactly the right age to do it strategically. The strategic reinvention blueprint that I mentioned guides you through all 3 phases of reinvention with specific exercises for excavating your authentic interest, strategies for leveraging your unique advantages, and timelines for making strategic transition. It's designed specifically for women who want to reinvent with wisdom, not just hope. You can get that free blueprint using the link in the description. And if you want comprehensive support for designing your reinvention strategically, I work one-on-one with women who are serious about leveraging their accumulated wisdom for meaningful change. We conduct a complete assessment of your advantages and resources. We clarify your wisdom for this next chapter and create a personalized roadmap for your specific reinvention goals. If you're ready to stop playing small and start leveraging your strategic advantage, you can learn more about working together using the link below. What's the one thing you've always wanted to pursue but thought you're too old for? Share in the comment. Your courage to name it might inspire another woman to reconsider what's possible. Remember, you're not too old to start over. You're exactly the right age to do it wisely. Your strategic reinvention starts now.